From the unification of Nepal to establishing diplomacy to fighting alongside British forces in world wars with the Gurkhas, to modern-day Nepal. This is the story of Nepal, the land of prosperity. Episode 1 Introduction. The country is a relatively small country, but it is 1,407,181 square kilometers, which is around 5 times larger than Belgium. The 2018 estimate shows that there are nearly 30 million people living in Nepal. Nepal is also extremely diverse within society. The country contains 4 major religions in Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. There are also 123 official languages in Nepal. However, it is a poor country, with its GDP per capita only being $2,700. So now, for the formation and unification of Nepal. The unification of Nepal was all because of one man, Prithvinarayan Shah. Hailed as the last ruler of Gorkha and the first monarch of the Kingdom of Nepal, he is responsible for starting the mission to unify Nepal. Prithvinarayan Shah was born into the royal family of Gorkha, now one of the 77 districts. The country's capital, Kathmandu, was conquered in 1768 during Indra Jatra, the biggest street festival of the Nepali culture. In 1775, Prithvinarayan Shah then passed away, and his son succeeded him as king. However, it was his grandson, Rana Bahadur Shah, who then carried the torch and continued unifying other Nepali kingdoms. By 1805, the Kingdom of Nepal had expanded even more, and at its geographical peak, Nepal was a much bigger country than it is today, and some parts of India today were a part of Nepal. The next most important part of Nepal's history occurs in 1816, when the British tried to take over Nepal during the Anglo-Nepalese War. The war then ended with a British victory along with the Treaty of Sugauli as it was called. This meant that the Nepali had to give some of their land over to the British. The de facto Prime Minister at the time, Bhimsen Thapa, remained Prime Minister after the war, as royals were supportive of his roles. But after the royals that supported him died, Bhimsen Thapa was targeted and was imprisoned. Ultimately, it became too much for him and he committed suicide. He was an extremely important and one of the most influential people in the history of Nepal. Bhimsen Thapa's diplomatic skills were the ones that saved Nepal from completely being taken over by the British. During his time as Prime Minister, he also brought many social, judicial, and economic reforms. In 1844, the then Prime Minister, Jongbahadur Rana, rose to power and became the first ruler of Nepal from the prestigious Rana dynasty. The Rana dynasty was known for their oppressive rule on Nepal, and thus ruled for 104 years. This period in time was known as the Rana era, where the Rana family were in control of the government. Jongbahadur Rana was also known for his diplomatic skills, especially with the British. While the rest of South Asia was being taken over by the British, Jongbahadur Rana was able to keep close relations with the British and allowed the Kingdom of Nepal to remain an independent country. The British supported the Rana rule. However, once India became an independent country in 1947 and the British withdrew, the Rana family was exposed to danger. Then, in 1950, the Rana regime faced a revolution. This then led to the downfall of the Ranas and the rise of the Shah dynasty once again. In 1996, the Nepalese Civil War started. The Maoist party, led by Pushpa Kamal Dal, opposed the constitutional monarchy. However, one day in 2001, June 1st, the infamous Royal Massacre, 12 members of the royal family, including the king and the queen, all killed in a mass shooting. The Crown Prince, Dibendra, also died after falling into a coma after the event. This meant that he was king for 3 days while unconscious. Unfortunately, this is still an unsolved case. King Birendra's brother, Gyanendra of Nepal, then became king. As he became king, he vowed to crush the Maoist party. However, on November 21, 2006, the Nepali Civil War, which lasted for more than 10 years, finally came to an end. The last Hindu monarchy, that lasted for 240 years, was abolished in 2008, and that gave birth to modern-day Nepal, the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for further videos.